kyo, nam myoho renge kyo, nam myoho renge kyo. Dong, 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 dong. I don't have a gong. So I'm sitting here on the beach, as you can see, and it is evening time. There's a little bit of sunshine peeking through here, but honestly, it's been a lot of cloud cover during the day and during this time of year, even though it's not officially summertime yet, but it's very close. But as I was looking at that little bit of sunshine peeking through in those little pockets, I think those are the only two left, yeah, it made me think about life, right? And so, you know how sometimes in life there's, it's wonderful and things seem to be going your way and everything's working out really well and it's like click, click, click on all cylinders and that's great, right? And then there's other times where you feel like, what in the world is happening? Hi, people I see jumping on. Hello, I'm very rustic today. I came for a beach walk, kind of unplanned, and so here I am at the end of it, sitting down. So sometimes, in life, things just totally work. It's like, it's effortless and things are just flowing. And hi, Jody, cargo hustler. That sounds, I don't know, what are you hustling? Sometimes there are things that just flow really easily and you don't have to try. And it's just like you meet the right people and the right opportunities present themselves and all the doors fly open and everything like that. And it's like, yes, it's great. And all your hard work or all your prayers or whatever it is seem to be paying off. And that's fantastic. And then there are times when it seems like maybe no matter what you do or how much you pray or how much you are working toward a particular goal or result, it's not happening. Like, what is it? What is going on? And so when I was looking at the the little pockets of light over there, right, it reminded me that above all this huge cloud cover that looks very gray, there is abundant sunshine. And I actually had that realization a couple of weeks ago because I had to fly just to another part of California for work one day. And that was in May, and they call it May gray here in Southern California. Because even though it's springtime, it's very gray. It's not cold necessarily, but it's just gray. And then May gray is followed by June gloom because the weather's kind of gloomy. And we have moments where it breaks through and it's really pretty and all that. But anyway, so we took off in all this gray kind of gloomy stuff, and just above the clouds it was like there's abundant sunshine. It was absolutely beautiful, and the place that I went to, which is not that far away, was also just gloriously beautiful all day long, warm, lovely, green trees, the whole bit. And that served as a reminder to me that day and again today, when I'm seeing these little pockets of the light, that even though we can't always see what's on the other side of the gloomy clouds and stuff. Oh, thank you, cargo hustler. I appreciate that. I try to stay positive. It's not always easy. But even though we can't always see the sunshine or the benefit or the purpose and like, why are we struggling? Why am I going through this? I've done what I'm supposed to do. I'm practicing. I'm trying. All of that. That there really is. There's some light up there. There's that silver lining. And I think we just have to keep on going. So here's the thing. So I started chanting at the beginning of this live stream. I don't think anybody was really on yet, but I was finishing up a Buddhist chant that I've been doing. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, right? You guys know that Tina Turner started doing that. Well, it's the same exact chant that she did for much of her lifetime and evidently changed her whole experience around. And in fact, I think it was an interview she did with Larry King years ago where she said she was looking for change, of course, because of all the horrible stuff she'd been through. And someone introduced her to this and said, if you want to change your life to something entirely different, what they refer to as human revolution in Buddhism, like just change what your experience is, then you practice this, and it's a chant. So you're not like chanting to a god. I don't believe that Buddhists actually believe in a god. It's more just like your karma and kind of what you bring about and the things that we do and the things that we think and we say and all that create our realities. So, so I'm kind of like checking this out. So I've been doing this chant. The chant really works. Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that. So tomorrow, someone challenged me when I first started. They said, chant for 30 days straight and see what happens. And I was like, all right. And I did. And I think I might have missed one day. I don't know. Because it was like you chant in the morning and the evening. And then someone else said, do it for 90 days. And I was like, that's a long time. It's discipline. But I went ahead and I did it. And so tomorrow is my 90th day. And I will say I've missed, not like days in a row, but a little bit. I think I'm probably like 95% on target, which is pretty good. And, you know, it's not like presto changeo, proof all these things have happened. But I feel pretty good, and I have some uncertainty in my life for sure right now. Like there's some big uncertainty. So I don't know if I've shared with you guys, but so here it says Berkeley Law, right, on my sweatshirt. That's where I work currently. And I've been there for the past about 4 years under a contract, well, a couple of contracts. They've renewed my contract repeatedly. And they were going to renew it again this past January. But all of a sudden, well, let me say this before I tell you what happened. I had been thinking, like, you know, while I like the job and it's been really great in terms of working with students and clients, I work in an entrepreneurship clinic. So we help startup people, whether it's tech or small businesses or all kinds of folks, with the legalities of starting a business. So if you want to set up an LLC or a nonprofit, or you need contracts or, you know, capitalization, all kinds of things. It's been really interesting. It's actually helped me become a better lawyer in a lot of ways. And as I said, I love the mentorship with the students. But at a certain point, I was like, this is not my passion. It's not ultimately fulfilling. And so I was beginning to think about what's next. What do I want to do next? Like the whole international thing still really excites me. And I feel like that's more of where ultimately I'm going to find myself. But anyway, I wasn't really sure. So in January, I got a call from my boss one day and he's like, have you seen the email? And I was like, no. He's like, are you someplace where you can talk? And I was like, uh-oh. You know, you could just hear it. I was like, something's coming. I said, is this about my job? And he said, yes. Long story short, they're closing the clinic where I work, even though we serve upwards of 400 clients per year. And like our clinic has been always like has long wait lists with students. I mean, it's very, very popular. And it's been a really amazing clinic to work for. But they're closing it for reasons that have nothing to do. It's kind of some administrative stuff that went on that, you know, nothing to do with me, nothing to do with whatever. Just shit happens, as they say. And so when that happened, I mean, first it was a little bit shocking, but I remember thinking instantly, oh, this is that one door closing so another door can open kind of thing, right? And I remember my boss going, wow, you're taking this really well. I think I've talked about this before, right, with you guys. And he's like, you're taking this really well. And it's because I knew instinctively, I've been asking like, what's next? So whatever's next is about to come. Now, granted, that was in January. My contract's not up till the end of June. So I had plenty of time to begin to consider what's what. And initially I was like, okay. And then I had moments of like a little bit of panic and then I'm fine and then panic. And, you know, so it's been that up and down thing. Well, here we are at the end of June and I don't know for sure what's coming next yet. I've had some amazing interviews, gotten some really great feedback, but I have not like yet signed on the dotted line for the next thing. I picked up some, you know, one of my old TV clients engaged me again for some stuff. And, you know, so there's been a few things here and there, but I don't know. And there's some big things coming up. My son is graduating from 8th grade next week. He starts high school in the fall. And since you were in Cuba, hi, Johnny. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué lo que? You know, but there's a bunch of unknowns. I decided to let my gray hair, and you know, I realize I haven't been getting like super pretty for these things. Usually I just go on when I feel like it. And anyway, you guys, like this is what it is. This is me in the raw. One of my girlfriends is like, would you please dye your hair? What are you doing? I know I'm changing subjects. What are you doing? Why are you letting your hair grow like that? And I'm like, because this is me. Like, when do I just get to be me and see what I look like, you know? So anyway, I have no makeup on. I just came for a walk. Whatever, real life. So anyway, so I've been going through the phases of oh no, and then it went. So the other day, so I was chanting. Back to the chanting. So I was chanting the other day, and you know this whole thing about keep going, you're going to break through and all that. And some of the people who've challenged me to chant have said, you got to keep doing it and all that. And they're like, don't worry, you're gonna see. It's like a magical thing. It's gonna happen. And I'm like, okay. But I'm also looking at the clock like this needs to happen soon. And I remember one of the days I was chanting, I felt like stressed about it. Like I need this thing to happen. I need to hear from the people about the job. I need to, it's that kind of thing. It wasn't just like enjoyable. It felt like burdensome and like it was a duty I didn't really want to do. And so I was like, this is not right. That's like praying when it feels like obligatory and like you're fearful that something won't happen if you don't pray. Like the motivation wasn't really right in my mind. And I was like, you know what? And I talked to a friend of mine that I used to chant with in the DR, this woman from Denmark. And wrote to her and I was like, I don't know, I'm feeling kind of funny about this. Well, we messaged back and forth and she's like, well, you keep talking about freedom and how you want to live that kind of life and how much you enjoy that. And so what are you, she had me post a few questions that made me really think. And it switched what I was chanting about and for, or like what the motivation was. And so I began to chant from a place of, I really want my life to be about ease and grace. Like ease and grace. I want to live that way. I want to embrace that. I want to feel the sense of freedom no matter where I am or what I'm doing. I want to increase my capacity so that no matter what happens, I can manage it. So if we're living in this place or this house or that, like whatever the situation is, I'm good. And I'm not having to stress about it I just don't have to worry. I'm always good. And although no one has called and said, you have won $1 million, nothing like that has happened. It just has changed my whole demeanor and the feeling I have inside of me, my energy. Everyone's talking about energy now, but it really has changed how I'm managing my life. To speak what you want into existence, exactly. So, okay, so about that. So a girlfriend of mine had a birthday dinner last night, big birthday dinner, this very famous restaurant up in Hollywood, like old school Hollywood, so-and-so, and it was lovely. And I was talking to someone there, and another person was saying, I don't know where it came from, but she said, I asked for $420 million was like her intention. I was like, that's an interesting kind of random number. She's like, yeah, I just picked 420 million. I honestly, at first I thought it was like 420, like, does she smoke a lot of weed or, she doesn't. So I don't know how she chose that number, but anyway. And it made me think, do I need to attach like a certain monetary amount? I did that in terms of like the job that I anticipate that I may have next. Okay, I need to make at least this much money. And and I'm cool with that. But I was like, maybe the reason it hasn't come is because I need to think even bigger and expect and ask for more. So to your thing about speaking what I want into existence, maybe this is a chance for me to revise my request, right? So anyway, that's what I've been thinking about lately. And as I said, back to the sunshine. See, it's still there. It's like almost 7 o'clock at night here, and it's still light out, and just all the gray clouds that you see. There's like, I don't know if you can see the sunlight streaming. You probably can't see that, but that's basically Malibu up there. That's Malibu. And so above all this grayness, it might make us feel upset, right? When you have gray days or you feel depressed or whatever. Just on the other, like literally on the other side of this is incredible sunshine and blue skies and the whole bit. So I'm chilling. So I came to the beach to walk and just enjoy and to ground myself on the earth and get some of the energy and all that type stuff. And that's it. And I'm going to Belize next week. I think I told you guys before, I won tickets to Belize like or last year sometime. I won 2 tickets. And so I'm taking my son. We're going to go hang out for a week in this beautiful island down there and enjoy that. And then I come back, and my mom's going too, because of course mom got to come. Big mom, grandma. And then a friend of mine also invited me to Paris. So when I get back from Belize, I'm going to Paris to celebrate a birthday. So, life's okay. Even though I don't know what is going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. It's my first time to Belize. I'm excited to go. It's a place I've wanted to go for a long time. Curious about that. Definitely want to get into the culture and see the people and eat some good food, whatever. And then Paris, come on. It's Paris, so that'll be fun. And it's before the Olympic madness gets started, so I'm happy about that. That we'll get to get in and get out and do our thing and have some fun and not get caught up in all the crazy crowds and all that. So there's a message in there if you hear that. If it fits, if the shoe fits, fine. What do they say? Take the meat, throw away the bone. But that's been what I have been receiving lately in terms of my own questions and kind of ruminations about where I am in my life and like what is happening. I don't know. And frankly, even if I did know, even if I thought I knew, like I had a signed contract or I had a done deal or what have you, or if I had, a whole bunch of money in the bank kind of thing, we still don't know. Anything could happen at any time, and which could change our whole world around. You guys all know about that. I'm sure you know of someone, or maybe it's happened to you, where you think everything's going along, peachy keen, whatever. And then it's like rug gets pulled up from under you or under someone that you know. and people's worlds get turned upside down. So I think it is important, even in the moments that we feel comfortable, and then especially in the moments that we don't, to just trust that this is only what I can see. That's the faith part, right? This is only what I can see. I see gray clouds right here. I do see the peak, once again, the peak of the sunshine. And fortunately, that's a reminder. But we're not always going to see even the peak. Sometimes it's like black as night and you don't know what's going on, and you just have to be like, okay, God, I know you're out there, or in here, really, not even out there. I'm right. God is within. In terms of Buddhism, the mystical law they talk about is within. A lot of the things I notice that are spoken about or written about in Buddhism and in Christianity are very, very similar. I'm sure it's the same with other religions: Hindu, Islam, Judaism. Pick one, right? I think the principles, the tenets, are quite similar. So I'm just trying to learn and grow and embrace all of this and just do the best I can do. So that's what I have to share with you. Oh, one more thing, one last thing. If you've gotten this far, I should have mentioned it earlier. I'm going to start sharing information for those of you who are interested in Dominican Republic property. I have partnered now with a company that does full on, what are they, like, I can't think of the word, but in other words, like, they're not booklets, but it's information in the form of, literature that covers, the economy, how you set up a bank account, getting a property, whether you want to buy or lease, and all the different aspects driving. It's very similar, to when I wrote my Dominican book, DR Go, which is still available, by the way. If you go to my website, I'll put everything down in the description box when I get home and get settled. But I have a book, an ebook that I wrote that is very comprehensive about some history of the Dominican Republic, like did you know, little known facts. And so this company does something like that, but they go much broader than I do because they have a whole company to do it. But I'll put a link there, so if you're interested in whether it's going to the DR, purchasing property, or just learning some things about the country, they also have the same resources for Panama and just a whole bunch of countries, right? So if you're interested in that, put a note in the comments, please, and I'll be sure to get you the link. Yes, it's an affiliate situation. I haven't done anything with them yet, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, but also, like I said, I checked it out because I said before I do this, I get hit up all the time from people going, do you want to, partner and affiliate this and that? And I've accepted none of them so far because I just haven't felt like really aligned with it. But this one was like, oh yeah, I did that myself, so I know what this is about. And I was like, well, can you send me what it is that you want me to talk to people about? Because I'm not going to just promote something if I haven't seen it. And I think it's a really, really good resource. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. So that's it. Okay, so I will put that down, and I'll put the link later on. Come back and check for it. I maybe will put it also on my community tab. If you go to my page, my YouTube channel, up at the top, it's like you can click on videos and playlists and community. I think there's different tabs. I'll put it there too so you can see. All right, that's it, you guys. So stay focused on the sunshine. Don't let the clouds distract you. Peace and love. I'll send you some love from Bailey's. I'll definitely check in from there. Okay? Mwah. And Paris too. Why not? Bye. Have a good one.